All right. Hello, everyone. Kindly confirm if you can hear me. Yeah, just to make sure that we are good to go. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Um, we are a few today, but I know with time people are going to join us. And also, okay, I can see some people are saying they don't have the link. I don't know that the link should be dropped on the general group, but I mean, thanks for replying to that. Well appreciated. All right. So, for those that are just joining us, today we're just going to do a quick sign up on what has been going on for the week, as we do regularly. If you are new, so today we're going to focus on what was done this week, and also we're going to quickly talk about the project that you guys worked on. But before I go ahead to, so if you have your project currently with you on your system, kindly raise your hand or kindly signify so that you can quickly do a quick show up before um I start my own presentation quickly. All right. So just have just one person. Okay. So Amit, you can go ahead to share your screen and run us through your project as soon as possible. You have just like 5 minutes. All right, Amit, are you there? All right, sounds good. Looks good. So you have to unmute your mic. I can't really hear you now.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out the entire thing. Can you see my screen now? Good evening.
Yeah, sure. Sure, I can see your screen. Good evening.
Okay. So I'm going to project. Mm, 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 oh, this is comment. Okay, this. Found it. So I worked on a
Hello, Amit, are you still there?
I'm here. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen. You can proceed.
Okay. Did I like did it move or is still staying the same way?
So I guess you are presenting just a tab, what, and you are supposed to present your whole screen itself.
Okay. Let me try and fix that because I don't know how to
This.
work it. Okay. Share screen. Okay. Okay. I've seen it. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, I can.
Mhm. So I, like I said, I worked on a countdown timer. Okay. I was trying to figure out what to work on, so I made some research and I decided to go for countdown timer. I don't know why this stuff is not loading presently. I just have to wait for it to load it. So
Okay, try to refresh it first.
okay.
And also kindly confirm that Jupyter Notebook is running on your command line.
Oh, it is. It is. And that was the first thing I opened before joining the call. Okay. Dimensions.
Okay, so for those that are just joining, if you also have your project that you want to showcase briefly, kindly raise your hand so that I'm gonna call you next.
Or maybe I should just load it and I'll come back, something like that. Okay.
Yes, sir. I just I just go. I just want to turn it on, sir.
Okay, I'm back up.
I will signify when I've made everything ready, sir.
So please confirm you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen now. Proceed.
Okay. So I worked with a countdown timer, just using Python.
Sorry.
And to achieve this, I started with importing the time module. Yeah, since I'm working with a timer, so I didn't really know much about modules, so I just made a little research because I was like, how was I like going to start this that will be a little easy for me. So I'm still going to learn more about modules though on my own, but I just use this one. I just learned a little about this one, so I'll be quick, so I'll be able to achieve what I want to achieve. So after that, I went on with collecting user input, and since the I collected it in seconds by the way, and since the user input is going to be an integer value, so I'll change it here to integer. I imputed it that okay, you should recognize that as an integer. So and since we're counting down, since it's a timer and we're counting down, meaning we're kind of going to like iterate through the particular value that the user imputed. So to do that, we're going to use a loop. So there's while loop, there's for loop, but I decided to go for loop because before doing this, I tried on another worksheet and it was I was just trying till I decided I was trying while loop because I felt like while loop would have been better, but I decided to go for a for loop and I for loop in conjunction with the range method, which I used um, it from the user input to 0, which a normal standard timer is going to end. Then I use the step by one. But if I'm to cancel this, for instance, now, and I click inside and I press Shift Tab, you can see it, the range, the start, the stop, and the step. So Control Z. So my start was the user input, which is my time over here. Then stop is 0, the normal standard. Then step is -1, meaning it's going to go down by -1. Since we're counting down, we're not calculating how much a runner is running on the pitch or something. We're counting down. So we're going to go down by one, -1, -1. So next thing I did was calculate the seconds. And our this thing is x over here. So for seconds equals to x modulo 60. 60 in the sense of 60 seconds in a we have 60 seconds. So second equals to modulo 60. So if I say x equals x, sorry, if I say x modulo 60, it means bring out the remainder of um, whatever value that user like inputted, since I linked everything together. Sorry, are you talking?
No, I'm with you. Proceed.
Okay. So x modulo 60, which is bring out the remainder of whatever this is, and of this one, something like that. So I went on to minutes. Since in a standard time there's minutes, there's seconds, and there's hour. So I went over to getting the minutes value, where I did x divided by 60 modulo 60. There are 60 seconds in 1 minute. So that was why I was using the values 60 seconds, 1 minute, there are 60 seconds. So I divided x by the 60, then I changed it to an integer. Though I'm going to be very honest, I had a little help from one or two research that I made online. So I'm still trying to I get the code, but I'm still trying to get it fully because it's just like something flashing in my mind, like, okay, I get it, but I don't understand it fully. So I'm still trying to get it. So when it came to this hour, I did x divided by 3,600 because that is the amount of seconds that is in 1 hour. Since in the end, we're working with seconds, enter your countdown time in seconds. So I felt like my code was going to deal with seconds. So we have 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. So after I've executed all this code, next thing was what will happen. Then I'll print using the f string. It's going to bring out the variable of whatever is inside the placeholder. Then hours, then hour, minutes, and seconds. Now this 02, like I said, I think I explained here. Yeah, 02 below is a time module format specifier. Does this specifier say? This specifier is saying that the value of, I will not call it the decimal, but the values afterwards should be coming. Something's trying to enter. The values afterwards should be 2 digits. Yeah. So because if I'm to run this code without this particular specifier of 02 at each end, it's going to bring out, instead of it bringing out 3 over here, instead of it bringing out 03 over here, it's going to bring out just 3. That's not what we want. What if we're dealing with figures like 15 or something like that? Or okay, dealing with 15 to come out at 15. But if we're dealing with 3, it's just going to come out at it's going to come out as 3, which is not meant to be for a timer. So to tell the user that okay, this is literally how many this is literally the amount of time you have left. Then I used the sleep function.
Okay.
Sleep function
I mean,
is
you have
uh,
60 seconds left, so you have to be fast about it
okay.
to ensure that it's wrong.
Okay, then I use the sleep function. Sleep function is just to say, okay, yeah, to pause for this particular amount of time, which I used one. I'm not supposed to use more than one because it's just going to be longer. Then at the end, I printed out time up. Now, uh, if I run the code now, come in, this thing is doing like this. Yeah, if I run the code now, the first thing, enter countdown time in seconds, which is up there, and I put 4. Let's say I just want to do 4 seconds. Press enter. So what happens? It's counting down 4, 3, 2, 1. Then it printed out this time up at the end over here to tell the user that okay, the seconds you have put it's over, so it's time up. You can do whatever you want to do now. So that's just I'm not going to call it summary, but that's just a user explanation of how my code works. So if I put 60 seconds, it's going to run 60 seconds. If I put 72 seconds, it's going to run 1 minute and some seconds. I don't know how much time I have left.
No, don't worry. You don't need to run the minute. I understand the project already. But
All
let's
right.
let's do something interesting together. So go back to the project and run that cell again. Um, yeah.
Okay.
So run the cell, and
Amen.
when you run it, I want you to type.
No
Um,
comments. Like I don't know why it's not running.
okay, just wait. I can see the cell is still loading, so just wait for that. So in order not to waste our time, what you can do is go to the top and click on that stop button. No, 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 like
Okay.
yeah, the stop
This
button.
one.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I clicked on it already.
Like,
Sorry again.
click on it again. Sorry. Something is wrong.
Something wrong. Yeah. Still busy.
Okay, sounds good. So what you can do is
Okay.
in the cell, I want you to type A,
Okay. A.
enter.
It's pressing direct.
Yes.
Okay.
So what happens when you type A?
It didn't run anything.
Mm,
Oh, is he having that? Is he experiencing that pulse again?
I
Okay.
think so.
Still busy. Still busy.
Um, okay.
Okay. Same.
So scroll down. So you can see that it's saying that invalid literals, right? Int with base 10a. So what's actually happening here is it means that once a user tries to enter a wrong value that is not a number, it throws the error, right? So your project was really, really amazing. You did a very, very minimalistic project, which is really nice. But in the upcoming week, we are going to be learning something that is called try and catch, try and error, right? So that way, it's like some people prefer it to be as an advanced topic in Excel, sorry, in Python. um but what it does for you is it allows you to basically undo error in case anything breaks your code. Do this in case it runs successfully. Do this. So I do not really expect you to use try and catch, but overall I really love the minimalistic Python project that you did. But over the upcoming lecture, make sure you are active. You're going to be learning about try and catch, and I'll also talk briefly about it also. So well done. I also reviewed the project. I saw the submission link. So it's really, really nice. So well done on that, and kudos to you. All right. So let's go to the next person. I mean, you can stop sharing your screen now. All right. So next person, Rachel. Adebimpe, get ready. Um, yeah. So Rachel, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you can go ahead to share your screen. We have just 5 minutes. Please, let's keep to time so that we can. So while Rachel is getting ready, Adebimpe, Moses, and Ishmael, if you are just joining us, also get ready to present your screen so that you can just run us through your project briefly. All right?
Good evening, sir.
All right. Good evening, Rachel. Go ahead.
Can you see my screen, sir?
Yeah, sure, I can.
Alright. So, sir, what I did was to create a simple weekly expenses tracker. So, what I did was to first of all set the weekly allowance and the dates. Although I tried to use the import date time, but I didn't get it. That's why I didn't use it again. So I went ahead to list the category. Majorly the concept I used are list, strings, input, um, calling a function and defining a function, and the if and elif else statement, and the while loop. So I assigned a value to the category I listed, which is feeding 4,000, transportation 3,000, and utilities 2,000. Then I went ahead to define the function. Although while defining this function, I looked on to the last class we had. So I went ahead to define the function. Majorly, what I did, I kind of opened the different um, codes we've learned so far to put my coding together. So I ran the while loop, I used the while loop, and I asked the loop to display the following information, which is check weekly allowance balance, enter into the expense tracker, enter data into the expense tracker, check if record has been successfully updated, calculate and show total spent on each category, exit. So I want the students to input his or her interest from the menu from 1 to 5. So if the student's choice is number 1, it will display the allowance, which is 10,000 naira. Yeah, your currently your current weekly allowance is 10,000 naira. Then if the choice is 2, it will ask the student to input the date. So the expenses date equals input, then enter date. Then if expenses date equals weekend date, it will print the expenses date has been recorded successfully. Year 2025-06-07 has been recorded successfully, and the students will be asked to input the category, and the first category is feeding.
Hi, Rachel. Are you still there? Okay, it seems Rachel is having Oh my goodness. Time is my side, bro. Damn. Seems my network is having issues. Oh my goodness. Oh God.
Successfully updated. So yeah, why the student imputed the data for um, transportation and utilities, the new student weekly is is 9,000 naira. It will also print total spent has been deducted from weekly allowance, which will prompt it to deduct the total spent from the weekly allowance, which will give new student weekly allowance will be 1,000 naira. Yes, yes, the new student weekly allowance is 1,000 naira. So I also created, I add the logic to exit. So if the students option is 5, then it will print thank you for choosing and updating this tracker by, and it will break the running of the menu from option 1 to 5. But if the if the student's choice is not among any of the options listed, it will prompt you to print invalid input. Please try again.
All
That's all
right.
I did, sir.
All right. So wait, did you just run the code now? Because I lost you for some minutes. Or you ran it already?
No, I already ran it.
Okay, and it's working fine, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, sounds good. I can see your output here. I also went through your code base that you submitted, um, which is really nice. So it showed that you actually went through the basics that we covered, right? From data types to for loops to while loop, statement and all of that. You did a great work. Um,
Thank
yeah.
you, sir.
So you can stop sharing your screen right now. I'm also going to give my overview.
All right, sir.
All right, just to confirm, is anyone here that wants to present that hasn't presented yet? Just to confirm before I proceed. All right, so I know some people dropped a chat that they were not currently available due to that they are currently on with a system or Popola Emmanuel, you want to present your screen? Okay, before I start sharing, go ahead to present your screen, please. Emmanuel, are you there?
Um, sorry, it was a mistake, actually.
Oh, okay,
I'm
sounds
so
good.
sorry.
All right, you can put your hand down. All right, very good. So quickly, let me share with
Thank
you an update for um Google Meet is kind of messing up me right now. Okay. So let me just try to see if I can share my Windows. Why is it not coming up? All right, let me know if you can see my screen. My Google Meet. Okay, showing that. Let me check. Okay, like few seconds. This browser. So I'm going back very soon, guys. And this happened to me last time when I was having meeting also. Let me see if I can. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to confirm that everything was working perfectly fine. All right, very good. That should be good to go. All right, kindly give a thumbs up if you can see my screen now. But if you can't, kindly give a thumbs down so that I can know that you guys are with me. Thumbs up if you can see my screen. All right, very good. Thanks for that confirmation. All right. So briefly, I've seen some of your projects. You guys actually did a great work. I know some of you guys were not able to present, which is fine. I'm going to talk about it. So far so good. We had just like I think 7 students that submitted. For now, yeah, I think 7 or 8 thereabout. And I know somebody helped us with formatting this Excel sheet. Kudos to that person. If you are the one, yeah, yeah, well done. So let me just quickly um format this cell just to wrap it so we can see it very well. I'm gonna go to wrap. I'm gonna go to wrap. Yes, very good. All right. So Augusto Ogun sorry, okay, Mary rather. Don't let me just complicate things. So Mary went through Mary GitHub repository. She did a great work. She talked about, so let's go through it together. So she did a simple calculator, which was very simple and basic. Yeah, but this was a very basic simple calculator, right? But um I love the fact that she actually used function, which was what we talked about. So I think she was trying to understand how to use functions very well. You can see she got the inputs using function and use prints to pick one to add or multiply. So yeah, she also tried to use try and except right here, just to undo error. But to be honest, I thought I was going to see the output of what she did, but I did not see any output. You can see here it's showing invalid input. So I guess she was having error trying to work with this function and also using the while loop together. All right, but so far so good. I don't know if this code is going to run um because I did not clone it. Obviously, I do not want to clone all this it's going on right here. But so far so good. I think I understand what she did, and at least she gave it an attempt. So she really tried about that. So let's go to the next person. All right, the next person is Amit. Amit has actually presented to us already. Um, yeah, he sent a local file which I am not sure I could access. Yes, I could not access this local file, which is not possible actually. You were supposed to submit a GitHub link. That's why I wrote that I should submit a GitHub repo here. All right, so someone wants to join. Let me just accept the person in. All right, sounds good. So moving on to the next. I also watched the videos that you guys made. Kudos to Amit and Mary. All right, so next person is Lamia. He worked. Let's see what he worked on. Um, so let's see what Islamia worked on. Islamia code is not really presented very well. So let me just go back here and see if I can click on this. All right, sounds good. So let's wait for it to load. So Islamia worked on um generating a random number from 1 to 100. I guess this was what we did in our project, in our class. And I also mentioned that you should try your possible best to create your own project, not to do something that we did before. Um, and yeah, I could not also see the output of what Islamia did. So Islamia, if you can work on that, that would be much appreciated. Um, is my Ismaila. Sorry, I'm very sorry about that. Ismaila. Or let me just call you Latif. All right. Latif. If you can try to update that, that would really make sense too. So let's go on to Emmanuel. Emmanuel worked on a guessing game. Yes, a guessing game. So let's see if it's something we did before or it's something unique. All right, something unique is using OS, operating system, time, and random. I'm really wondering what he was using OS here for. Um, I don't see anywhere he's using OS here from this code. So using time and also random. But I guess what he did, time also, I can't see any place where he used time. But the random, obviously, it was used for this number, 1 to 50. And while guess is not equals to number, he tried to use try catch. There was a try plug here, but I'm not sure he handled the error. But pretty much a simple guessing game. Kudos to you also, you really did a good work. Covering the basics, but I would advise also that when you're writing your code, always try to write comments, right? That was why I said kudos to Amit also. Um, Writing comments would actually tell the person that is checking your code that okay, this is what this is for. But also try your possible best not to make it too much, right? Just make it very detailed, all right? Because you can't say okay, A is equals to 1, and you're telling me initialize a variable A. I already know you're initializing a variable, right? But yeah, that's good. So someone did ATM terminal, a quiz game. Um, so this code, so if you are actually submitting your assignment next time on your project, so because this is actually a very minimalistic project, just a demo, right? Nothing much. Just to see if you guys understood what we did over in the previous classes. So I will still well appreciate that you guys did something really minimalistic. But after the next 2 weeks, I'm going to tell you what we're going to be doing after this week. You'd also have to try your possible best to upskill your projects, right? And so on and so forth. All right. So this person did ATM terminal. The output is not really shown. Quiz. Not really sure what's going on here. User input, enter input, print, all the blah blah. 4-letter words. Oh yeah, so that's correct. Press shift. Oh, okay. So what it did right here is just to check if the user number is 4-letter. Okay. Okay, very nice. So it's using the length to see if the length of the user input is equals to 4. Then it's printing. Wow, your answer is correct. Press shift enter to continue. And if it's not equals to length of 4, then it's showing um oh you fail, press shift enter to try. Okay, very good. So I guess what this is doing is just a simple code just to check the length of the user input. All right. That's nice. Well done. Um, Alfred Ibanga. Yeah. So I think the last person here that submitted is Rachel. Rachel, we reviewed your code already. I guess you were the one that presented just now. You actually did a great work. I was trying to also check out the project of what you did, but it's not taking me there. So I guess it should be under method and function, and it should be under Python mini project, right? Because your link is actually taking me to your repository, not the actual code itself. All right. So yeah, this was what Rachel explained to us. A lot of code going on here. To be honest, but I believe she really calmed down to understand what she did. Check user input, obtain interest of the menu. A lot of nested while loop and if statements. Yeah. Okay, let's see if else student is equals to 2, handling the user input, if it's 1, if it's 2. Okay, so it's just like a pretty much advanced work of what we did in the class, right? Because I know we did socializing in the class. You can see 3 element equals to 3. What? Sorry, what did you say? Um, Kindly mute your mic, please. If you are not saying anything, let me see who is that. Do not off to that. Okay, very good. Sounds good. Thank you. So yeah, pretty much it. I really love what you did. So exit, want user enter for welcome to blah, blah, blah. I was actually looking at how did the user exit from here. Did the user enter 5 to exit? Because the last input here, um, Okay, maybe the user entered 5, but Rachel, it would be really nice to actually print out the number that the user is entering so that we can actually track the history. But overall, you did a good work, a lot of code going on there. And well done to you guys, all right? And for this week for data science and data analysis, you guys worked on personal projects, which we are given 3 days just to build a mini project. You guys did a very, very minimalistic work. So kudos to you guys. And yeah, your Excel capstone project, for some reason, it was postponed till next week. So next week, you'll be looking forward to doing your Excel capstone project. To be honest, your facilitator for Excel is very, very busy. That's why. So I'm trying my possible best to also contact and make sure that she updates that. For SQL, you guys were given a link to follow just to watch the video and try to do a capstone Excel project, sorry, SQL project, so that you can basically have an overview of what you have been treating in the past few weeks. All right. So that's that about data analysis and data science. Um, for this upcoming week, I'm really excited about this one because you guys are going to be starting Power BI, exactly, Power BI. So get ready for that. And for this Python class, for this 1, 2, 3, for the next 2 weeks Python class, you guys are going to be giving your free time, right? We're going to be sending documentations to you. We're going to be sending videos to you if necessary, when necessary, also, just to grasp just to make sure that you understand um, object-oriented programming, attributes and method, inheritance and polymorphism, and Python, try, except, final block, file handling, and also raising custom exception handling. So for these ones, they are not compulsory, they are optional, right? So if you feel that you have not really understood the Python concept very well, what you can do is you can go back to the previous video that we did before and try to catch up before those 2 weeks elapse, right? But if you know you already understand this, you know what's going on also, you can go ahead to read the documentation that will be provided to you when the class day starts, right? So you'll be given documentations and video to work on. And finally, after that, I think the upcoming week after that, we're going to talk more about pandas. We're going to continue our live session classes where we're going to talk about pandas, even a live session pre-recorded or premiere, anyone. So we're going to start pandas, numpy, matplotlib, and so on and so forth, right? So get ready for that. But before that, the next coming 2 weeks is going to be about you exploring the advanced concept of Python if you want to. It's not compulsory, but if you do not want to, you can go ahead to do a quick refresher of what we taught you guys before. All right. And in addition to that, you'd also be working on, you start to work on Power BI, right? So if this Excel capstone project is not available on Thursday, Power BI would replace that. And yeah, so you're going to start Power BI. You're going to have to also download some couple of software, Power BI software, obviously, to help you with data visualization and all of that. So just a heads up, make sure you get ready for that. All right. So for website development, like I told you guys earlier on, it's your facilitator is not really going to be available for live classes again. So what you'll be doing right now is you are going to be working on projects for this week that is coming. So if you're in web development, get ready for that. So quickly before we end this class, I want you guys to drop the platform that you joined us for and the tech class you are taking, just to have a overview of the people that joined us today. So if you joined from Enochs Hub, um, data science, Enochs Hub data analysis, do well to drop that in the chat. Let's see. So quickly, let's do that on time. Let's do that on time quickly. All right, all right. Okay, I can see. Okay, we have from Enochs Hub, web development, Philomath family. Okay, data science, Philomath family. Philomath family have kind of reduced. Why? What's going on with you guys? So let's bring the call back here. Okay. Web from Philomath family. All right, very good. So it's really nice to have you guys here. Web development. Don't forget, get ready, right? Because we have given you guys enough time for the basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So you'll be working on website development project right now, working mostly with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So get ready for that. All right. So for data analysis and data science, make sure to also get prepared to learn advanced Python concepts if you want to go ahead. But if you do not want to, you can work on a couple of projects or do like a backtrack of what we taught you guys before. You have just 2 weeks for that. So we're giving you guys enough space to breathe. I think we've been going on for like a month, almost 2 months right now. So you have just 2 weeks from Monday to Wednesday only. Note that it's no Monday to Friday, right? Because you're going to be doing Power BI continuation, right? So yeah, we wait for that, and after that, we're going to go on with NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. All right. So with that being said, for this week, get ready for the new classes that you'll be taking, especially for Power BI. Get ready for web development projects. And does anyone have any question, or do you have any clarification or any suggestion? Kindly raise your hand. I know some people asked me a few questions. I don't know if they joined. Okay, we have Benjamin. Go ahead. Benjamin, please go ahead. We don't have much time on that. Hello? Yes, but it's kind of. So I'm getting something like I don't know where it's coming from. So try to unmute again and talk
Are you still hearing the noise?
a little bit, but it's fine. You can go on.
Okay, I mean, I just have to be very fast. I don't know if it's from my phone. Um, I mean, web development. I just want to say the energy for other data science, data analysis, that energy is not in web development. So I don't know why, just like we left behind. And secondly, uh, I was the one that dropped that project on the web development this thing that I said, okay, they asked the question that you said, okay, well, when I come on. I just wanted, I don't know if you can help me with that. I just started working on the project on my own. And that's a landing page. So I just started to work on that. So I don't know anyhow you can help because I'm just a bit of, you know, some CSS part. So
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, okay, sounds good. So yes, for the energy, to be honest, it depends on the people that are on the group. For data analysis and data science, the energy is actually high. I don't know why it's higher than you guys on the web development. Maybe because you guys don't really get to ask questions regularly like how they do. But yeah, we are going to work on that, and also, so this week also just try to participate in the project that's going to be dropping, so that you don't miss out on anything, right? So for the energy, just try to ask questions. If you can keep communicating on the group, trust me, your facilitator are going to also answer questions from you, answer your question that you have, or just guide you through if you have any other thing, like, right? Because if you guys don't have any question, we assume that you guys are good to go, right? So it's only if you ask questions or if you ask clarification on the platform, that's where we go ahead to answer questions, all right? And we also give you updates. All right. So for the other part, which is the website that you are building, um, I don't know the stack you are using, but I assume you are using HTML and CSS and JavaScript. That's what you want to use for the project. So I believe that your lecturer has taught you about Flexbox. Yes, we've done a lecture on that. It's on YouTube. We've been taught about the basics of HTML and CSS, right? So what I saw in the picture actually is just some kind of styling and HTML that you need to do, which you can also work on that project for next week and also present it as your project, right? Because we're going to be giving you guys the open space to work on any project that you can work on, but it has to cover a particular aspect in the web industry, right? So for that stack, you're going to be using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to build that particular landing page. So that's pretty much it. So you just have to know how to use Flexbox if you want to use Flexbox, if you want to use Grid, and so on and so forth, right? Also, if you have more questions or more clarification, I think I would refer your question to your facilitator just to confirm, just to make sure that you are good to go also. All right. So, does anyone have any other question before we go ahead to end this meeting because we have just few minutes left? All right. In the absence of no question, then it's really nice getting from you guys today. Kudos to you guys that did the projects. You guys really tried. Even though some of you guys were were not able to submit, I believe. Yeah. But you can always do well to also do more projects in this upcoming weeks because you're going to have more time to yourself, learn about the basics that we covered before, and so on and so forth. And get ready for Power BI, right? Power BI is very, very important because you're going to be using it for dashboard building, for presenting, for explaining for giving insight about your data better. So get ready for that. It's going to be a very, very interesting lecture and also short and very, very interesting and also informative, right? So with that being said, that will be the end of today's meeting. It's really nice to have you guys here. Amit, Adebimpe, Olashile, Moses, Iyanu. Iyanu, I guess you joined late, but it's fine. Benjamin and Emmanuel. It's really nice to have you guys here, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.